is Irontrader, and this is Midday Trading. So I'm going to take a look here at crude oil and at natural gas. But first, we're going to look at some stocks that are moving today, that are in total play. First of all is Ultra Beauty, ULTA, Shopify, SHOP, and Lululemon, LULU. Okay, this video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, selling stock commodity ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, first on the docket here, we have Ultra Beauty here, ULTA. Now, this stock came out with their numbers and just blow away numbers here, man. You can see the big gold gap and gold. Look at this here. Look at here. Okay, so yesterday we closed over here. Let's see where we closed at yesterday. Okay, you closed at 392.87. Look at that bad boy. And she got all the way up there, up to 447.67. Okay, so let's look at the downside here first. So what you always want to watch is this. Now that it gapped up, I'm really not a big fan of that because usually it'll come down and fill that gap, okay? So what we have here is you want to watch today's low at 424.82. That's going to be key. And then we want to watch top of this candle here at 403.62. That was yesterday's high. Now, we do have support in between, but just take it and just always watch that gap and that fill kind of a situation, okay? So that's always good. Okay, so now let's just say the stock keeps right on running here. Now, what I really want to show you here is, okay, today's high, we had that 447.67, but this is what you want to watch. See this gap right here? Okay, that's 474.12. Okay, I know it's a ways away, but there's a gap, and then look at the bottom of this candle here is 516.46. Now, this used to be really big time in play here. See how this is? And then it sold right on off here. We had a nice double bottom situation, and then she's running up here. So if this keeps right on running, okay, just always watch that gap and that fill sitting right here. That's going to be, again, is going to be, that 474.12, and then watch that fill at the bottom there at 516.46. And then there's another gap all the way up here. We look up there, okay, so you got a high of 546.58. There's your gap. And then look to the bottom of that candle at 561.62, okay? So there it is again, okay, 546.58. And then the bottom is 562.21, and then your big retest of 574.76. So you got these two gaps that here that what you always want to watch if this keeps right on running. On the downside, just watch this gap and this fill. That's going to be very, very key on support levels here, okay? Now, again, there is support here. I mean, you can go to the left of the chart here. You got 421, and then basically here you got 413, and then we have this 411. That's all good and fine, but always watch that gap and that fill, okay? Now, here on the weekly, you can see here where she just went up here very, very nicely, okay? Look at this, okay? But now, we went right into that 100-day, and you cannot hold that 100-day as of right now. So what you always want to watch then is you want to watch that next level, which is that 421.65, and then we have this 411.65, which is your 200 SMA here, okay? But again, if you can get above this 442.48, then we just watch that gap and that fill keeps on running, gap in the fill. So these are your upside targets if this keeps right on running. Right now, they're doing very, very good. Okay, let's take a look here now at Shopify. Okay, here we have Shopify, another one that just looking very, very bullish here. Okay, so we had the sideways action. And then we just had this big gap and go. Now, we never did fill this gap, so always watch these gaps, okay? So look at the bottom of that candle is 102.58, and then we look at the top here as 92.16, gap and fill. Not to say it's going to fill that today, but I'm saying eventually those always get filled here if we have any kind of sell down. First of all, we have that 21 day to deal with, then the gap and the fill, and then we have that 50-day right here. Now, you can see where she just ran up here very, very nicely here, and we're busting out of this pattern here, which if you look at that price channel is 116.35. That's where we need to close at today, okay? That's the key. You got to close at that 116.35, close above it, and then we can maintain higher levels here, okay? So when we look at what we got here today is at 120.72 level. So what we do is we just follow it. The candle's right back up here again, okay? So you got, look at the bottom, 127.19. Look to the top there, 139.37, and then we'll bring this price channel here right across here. You got 145.70, and then we always come here to the left of the chart. Okay, you're looking at 149.98 up here. We got 165 level, and then you have a retest at 176.29 level. So this here is looking very, very bullish. You can see here where we have that series of higher lows. So you have a low, a higher low, and a higher low, and now she's busted out here. That's always a very, very bullish chart. Now you got to watch here a little bit here because your RSI here, we're kind of like a nosebleed situation, same way here on the weekly. But again, any pullback, it needs to hold this key level 116.35, and again, we could just go to the next level, just like what we had here after that gap up. Okay, let's take a look here now at Lululemon. Okay, now here we had Lululemon. This stock was always one of my favorites, but they do have competition coming into the market. However, they're doing very, very good, especially in China. China is sucking this up like a Hoover Deluxe, okay? They're really digging the Lululemon here, okay? So, again, there's a lot of competition out there, but again, they have a special product. Now, we had, where I live, they had a pop-up. It was a Lululemon pop-up, okay? Well, hell, that pop-up turned into a full-time store here now, and they do very, very well here. So let's look at the downside here first, okay? So we have that gap just like we had on that Ultra Beauty, okay? So you want to watch the bottom of this candle, 377. And then we want to look at yesterday's high at 351.38. So there's your gap, and there's your fill if it sells down. And then if you go below it, you got that 341.24, and then we have that 326.21, and then we have your 200-day at 319.79, okay? But again, upside here, this is what I want to show you, okay? So we had a high today so far of 409.70, okay? So what we're looking for is the same thing as pretty much as that Ultra, okay? You want to look at this high, okay? So you're looking at 418.70. That's going to be your resistance level here as this moves up. Now, again, if you can move all the way up here, yeah, we have resistance going on here. Look at the left, 443.52. But here's your gap, okay, that 418.70. And then you want to look to the bottom of this candle right here at 469, okay? So right there, okay, 418.70. And then look at there, 469. So you got plenty of room to run with this stock here, okay? This is very, very nice bullish pattern. You got a nice big saucer cup going on right here. Oh, spaceship boy going on right here, okay? So this is looking very good. Now, again, the gaps always in the fills, you know, that can always be here, but doesn't have to be today, okay? Now, RSI here, again, the old nosebleed section here, same way with the MACD. And we're just starting to cross up here into that 70 range right now. But again, there's plenty of room to run here. And look at your big retest up there at 516.39 here. So again, once we have this gap in that fill going, then we can do is just bring these price channels right across here. Okay, and there's your 580.94 right there. And then we can go right to the next level, okay, which is going to be 591.30. And then we can come all the way up to 516.39. So this stock here is back in play. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil. Okay, here we have crude oil. Speaking of not in play, here comes Yo Krudski, okay? Look at this. Okay, so OPEC came out and they had their meeting yesterday, and they're going to delay their cuts till April. You know what I'm saying? They're voluntary. They're going to start pumping more next April through the following April. So, you know, so they say. And then again, they're going to take off the cuts and keep the regular OPEC cuts on there till the end of 26. Now, that can change in a heartbeat because simple as this. If crude oil comes selling going on down, they're not going to flood the market with more crude. That's not going to make any sense. They tried that years ago, and it got to a negative $27 a barrel. So that's not really going to work, okay? So here's what we have. You can see here, I am short, and now I'm just scalping the long. But now I look at this 8-day, okay? See how that 8 days rolling over? See the 21-day? She's rolling over here. This is not good. I've been pointing out here, you got a downtrending market here, okay? See, this is downtrending, okay? You got a high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and another lower high situation, okay? Nothing. So let's look at the downside here first. So you want to watch today's low, 66.98. That's what we're looking at, okay? So what we had here is the next level is going to be 66.69, and then we're going to have this old price channel here at 66.53. Now, if that's lost, you're going to come right to the bottom here, 66.33, and then we have right there, you got 66.50, 65.63, and then right there is your target at 65.27. You lose that, it's man out the window time. Okay, so that's pretty much where you're going to be going. It's going to go much, much lower than that. Here's your target. So when you look at this chart here, always look here to the left of the chart. Okay, so then what you want to do if this right here, this 65.27 there is lost, then what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to the bottom of this candle here. You're looking at 64.36. That's your next target. And then we have 63.64. That is going to be your next target. Okay, so always look to the left of the chart because where it's been is usually where she's going. Now just say, hey, just get some juice going into it. Now, usually when you look at the seasonality, first week or so of December, you buy this and you run it up to the first couple 3 days of January. I don't know if that's going to play out this year. We got to see how that all going to be situated here. Okay, so what we want to do is obviously we want to on the upside is we want to watch yesterday's low. That's going to be key, 67.98, and then right above that you got 68.57. There's your 8-day. And then we have 68.98. There's your 21-day. And then we can start coming right up to the top of this candle here. You're looking at 69.69. We'll have right up top of here. You're looking at 70.23, but your big target is 70.37. You get above that, yeah, you have the 100-day and you have the retest. But right now, this does not look like it's going to get above that 50-day. You can see where we slammed right in here. And this is going down. This is, to me, right now is a short until it proves different, okay? Now, if it comes down here and say you hold this key price channel at 66.53, that might be a good time to say, hey, I'm going to take a long, like I did here, take a little scalp ski, and then she can go on up here. But until it proves itself, this basically is a short, okay? RSI, 42, nowhere near oversold, plenty of room to go down. This here is pinched sideways. This could go all the way down, match all the way down to this situation here. So right now, that's what I'm doing. I am short. And I'm going to try scalping longs here if a long position, if it warrants it. Okay, let's take a look here now at natural gas. Okay, here we have the old natty gas, your daily chart. Okay, so here's what we got. So we had this double top situation, came down, sold down, and then we were right below that 8 SMA. Now, you see how this 8 days rolling over. Not a fan. If you've been watching my videos, you know I hate that because, well, I don't hate it because it's a short. It's just the opposite of what it is the long position, okay? So just like it here, that price gets below it. When the price gets above it, see the difference? You just and it keeps right on holding it nicely until it doesn't, okay? But right now, we're right below that. However, okay, big but here, because what it is came down to the 21-day. This is why you want to trade the charts, okay? See, even though it came down, you notice it closed above. Yesterday, we had a topping tail, but it closed still above that 21-day. Look at today. Look at old Sticky over here. Okay, so you went below, but so far, we're right above it. So this is the key level that you want to watch today, this 3.06, okay? If that is lost here, then we're going to come over here to today's low. You're looking at 3 flat. We'll come over to the bottom of this candle here. You're looking at 2.97, and then we just follow the candles down. You got 2.94. We have, what do we got there? 2.90, and then we have 2.83, and then we have your big retest down here at 2.81. Now, natural gas here, for what I can see right now, is usually, the second and third week of December is you want to start shorting this here because now we're in the January contract. We'll start going to the February contract, which is lower. March is lower. April is lower. All these contracts are lower, so I don't see where you have some big upside here at the natural gas. Now, that being said, okay, when the T-Man gets in there here next year, he wants to open up all those lines again. There's 11 or 13 pipelines that were in process of being built that they put a hold on because they're going to do an analysis of it, whatever bullshit that is. Okay, and then he wants to get that LNG going. So that could be very, very good for natural gas here. So remember, never have opinion, just trade these charts. So right now what we're doing is we're trading here between this 21-day and that 8-day, okay? You can see that. So even though we're going down lower, we're still holding that 21-day, very, very key, okay? So now, if we can get above today's high, that's that, today we had a high there of a 3.09. Then we're going to look right here to yesterday's high at 3.15, and then we have that 8-day, okay? So basically just trade this range, okay? That's what you're looking for. Now, again, I had a small scalp there in the UNG today. I usually only look for like 20 cents to 50 cents. And on Fridays, I don't trade the 5,000 shares. I cut that usually down to 2,500 to 3,000 because the last thing you want to do is just be all pissed off and come in Monday and revenge trade. Okay, that's not a good look for you. So what you want to do is just I'm flat right now, so I'm going to see how this is all going to shake out. But trade that 21-day to the 8-day. This is what we're trading. Okay, so we got pretty much flat line here on the 52 level. This green, I never like that green below the red. That shows momentum to the downside. But we're holding that 21-day. We got to see if that's all going to shake out. Okay, that's what I got for everybody here after your pit close. And we'll take a look at crude oil, natural gas, and we'll throw something else in your mix. But there's a lot of really good stuff out there moving, man. Amazon. Oh, man, that was a great buy there. I didn't get it at the bottom. It got all the way down to like 195, but I'm in that 200 flat. That's working good. Meta's working really good here today. Google's working good. Netflix is working good. Tesla's always going to be working good here until something changes. And my TQQ, that's up 2%. That's all working good here. The only one that isn't working is NVIDIA. But I'm long, and I also trade it, so I'm not really too concerned about that. But anyway, if you don't see what you want in crude oil, natural gas, there's plenty of stuff out there. Ultra, good ones. Shopify, Lululemon, all kinds of stuff. My favorite one is in the autos is Race, RACE. Now, stay away from Ford. And now it looks like the T-Man, when he comes in there, he's going to cancel all those electric vehicles. And Oshkosh is another one. Stay away from that. They're going to cancel all these electric vehicles for the Postal Service, and he's going to kibosh that. Okay, so Ford, GM, stay out. Not going to work. Okay, trade what's in front of you. Now what you want.